Namaskar students and welcome. In this video, we are going to see 6 science, lesson number 14, light and the formation of shadows. This is going to be part 1 of the lesson children. How do we see things? First of all children, we need to understand the importance of light. How do we exactly see things? Suppose now there are all the things kept in this room, but when there is no light, can you see the things which are present in the room? No. It is in fact looking very scary. So, even though all the things are present here, we are not able to see anything in this room because there is no light. It's just a small lamp, but there is no light around. So, light is very important. We see things only when there is light. Light makes us see things around us. Next children, which are the different sources of light, from where exactly we are getting light. These are a few natural sources of light children. Sun, the most important, the ultimate source of light, and this is a firefly. These two are natural sources of light. This is a bulb and this is a candle. These are artificial, or we can say man-made sources of light. So those sources of light who have their own light are called as luminous sources of light. Luminous means they will have their own light, they will emit, they will give out their own light. The objects or materials which emit means give out. Light meaning those which themselves are a source of light are called luminous objects or materials. These are luminous materials children. The intensity of light is determined by the extent to which the objects emit light. Intensity means the intensity of sun is more. The intensity of firefly is going to be comparatively very less. Intensity means how strong the light is, how powerful the light is. This light is very powerful. This light is not going to be so powerful because the insect is very small. Next, now children, let us see a few luminous sources of light which are natural. The sun is the main natural source of light. Other stars seen in the sky, this is a star, fireflies, some anglerfish as well as honey mushroom are natural sources of light. This is a firefly children. This is a firefly sitting on a leaf, and this is a firefly which we are holding in hand. This is anglerfish. It is emitting light children. It wants to scare others. See, I am dangerous. Don't come near me. It is a kind of defense for itself. And this is honey mushroom children. They are also looking so golden bright. Now let us see the luminous sources of light which are artificial, which are man-made. Some man-made objects or materials also emit light. These are called artificial sources of light. For example, the candle, the signal, the torch, the lighthouse, the car, the bulb, all of these are artificial luminous sources of light. Now children, we have seen the luminous sources of light. Now let us understand what are non-luminous. Non-luminous will be the ones who do not emit light, who do not give out light. The objects or materials that are not sources of light themselves are called non-luminous objects or materials. All the planets children are non-luminous. They do not have their own light. Even the moon, all these planets and their satellites also, they all are non-luminous. And these are the non-luminous objects which we are using, like the pencil, apple, book, bag, board. All these are non-luminous objects. Now children, let us try to understand how the light is traveling, how the light is propagating. Propagation of light means traveling of light, how the light is traveling, how the light is moving. We have sometimes seen in the afternoon rays of light entering through a slit in the dark room. See, these are the rays of light which are entering through the window, straight rays of light. As these rays of light move towards the floor, the dust particles are seen clearly. Due to these dust particles, the path of light becomes visible and we see that the path of light is along straight lines. See children, how we are able to see these rays of light? It is because of the dust particles, children. When we are sitting here and if we see around ourselves, we see a lot of light. The room is very bright, but we don't see these kind of sun rays around us. It is the dust particles which are making the light visible. Now also the earth is bright because the dust particles are helping in spreading the light. In space, children, dust particles are not there. That is why whenever we are imagining space, there is total darkness, even though the sunlight is coming from that same space. 2 planets beyond, we have the sun, and from there the sun rays are coming. So children, because of dust particles, the sun rays are spreading. The sunlight is spreading everywhere. If the dust particles are not there, the sun rays would not spread. It will be total darkness, just like the space. Now children, we know that the light is traveling in a straight line. This is called as the linear or rectilinear propagation of light. When light is traveling in a straight line, we say that as a linear or rectilinear propagation of light. So, this is one of the activities which is trying to help us understand that the light is traveling in a straight line. Now children, here we are taking 3 cardboard pieces and we are making a hole in all 3 of them together. And we are keeping a candle in such a way that we are able to see the flame through the holes. When we keep all of them in a straight line, we will be able to see the flame of the candle. But now let us suppose that we are moving one of the cardboard boxes to the other side. Now the holes are not in a straight line. So will we be able to see the flame of the candle? The answer is no. Because now the holes are not in a straight line. So this proves that the light is always traveling in a straight line. One more activity children to prove that light travels in a straight line. Rectilinear propagation of light. Linear propagation of light. The boy is looking at the flame of the candle from a straight pipe. Then he will be able to see the flame of the candle. But now when he is bending the pipe, will he be able to see the flame of the candle? The answer is no. He will not be able to see the flame of the candle. This also shows that the light is always traveling in a straight line. Light shows linear propagation. Light shows rectilinear propagation. Now children, let us try to understand how the light is getting reflected. How do we exactly see the objects around us? The rays of light falling on an object from a source of light. This is the source of light, children. And the light rays from this source will be spreading everywhere, children. The light spreads everywhere. But for understanding, we are showing only one ray of light. But the light is actually spreading everywhere. Are thrown back from the surface of that object. These light rays fall on the object and from there they are reflected everywhere. Here, everywhere the light rays are reflected. This is called reflection of light. We see the object when the reflected rays reach our eyes, and when some of the reflected rays, out of many reflected rays, children, when some of the reflected rays are falling on our eyes, we are able to see that object. So how do we see that object, children? When the rays of light from the source of light fall on the object and they are reflected back, and the reflected rays reach our eyes, we are able to see the object. Here children, let us understand one more concept. Why do we see image in some objects and not in others? We will be able to see our image in this mirror. We will be able to see our image in this plate. We will be able to see little bit of our image in this car glass also. But we won't be able to see our image in this wooden frame, in this wooden piece. When we see our face in the mirror, the light reflected from our face falls on the mirror and gets reflected back again. This is why we see our image in the mirror. But we don't see our image in a piece of wood. Usually, children, the shiny objects reflect the light back. But the opaque objects are not going to reflect the light in this way as these shiny objects are doing. They do not form an image. Now, the rules for virtual image. The images formed in a mirror are virtual images, children. They are imaginary images. So, what are the rules for virtual images? The left and right sides of the original object appear to be exchanged in the mirror image. This is called lateral inversion. See, the letter red is seen in this way when you see in the mirror. The image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front. The distance is also the same, children. Surprise, no? The size of the image is the same as that of the object. Note: images formed by a plane mirror are virtual and erect. We see our image erect only, straight only, children. We don't see ourselves inverted. We are seen straight only in the mirror. Thank you for watching till the end.